We now present Chris and Amy.
The differences in high school and college.
What do I like about college? A lot of things, honestly. I mean, just there's a lot of freedom that's involved.
The biggest difference is that you're allowed to go pretty much wherever you want. You don't have to go to class, even though it's really recommended. You don't have to do accommodations, even though that's really recommended too. You can just do what you want as long as you're not breaking any rules.
And you know, high school, you know, you had so many rules, so to speak, kind of governing what you did, you know.
In college, they give you a lot more freedom, while in high school, there's not as much freedom because you're still considered children in a way.
But, you know, with college, it's so flexible. You can schedule your classes pretty much any way you want to. Another thing about college, you know, your professors aren't going to be there every step of the way saying, okay, you need to get this in on time, you need to do this, you need to do that. That's on you.
The high school experience.
I was lax a lot of the time, but, you know, getting older, I've really kind of learned that, you know, from my experience anyway, if you have any sort of disability, you know, you kind of have to try harder to, you know, keep up.
Well, in high school, it was difficult. I would get these fits where I'd just break down, and I couldn't function in a classroom, and I'd have to leave a lot of the time. I never got kicked out of class. I was always allowed back.
And, you know, you really need to step up and, you know, start prioritizing assignments, start, you know, getting various, you know, ways together on, you know, how you're going to prioritize things.
Working with instructors.
As far as, you know, interacting with instructors, no. I just kind of approach them after the class is over, and, you know, I explain that, hey, you know, I'm visually impaired. I need this and this and this.
You know, telling the teachers that I have Asperger's has, you know, helped them understand why I act odd in class sometimes, or when I freaked out in pre-algebra, it helped the teacher understand why I did that. And, you know, I'm not really sure if me having Asperger's has to do with, you know, a fear of failing, but maybe it does. I'm not sure.
I had a math instructor. I placed pretty low in math. I was at the DEV 115 level, 0115 I think it is. So I placed pretty low in math. And so I started, back in August, I started taking math. And it, you know, for me, I was completely kind of freaking out because, you know, I basically had to change how I did math. I did all my math in Braille, and to purchase a Braille math book for college would be $38,000. But I really need to give the better part of the credit to my instructor. She was absolutely phenomenal. She did, you know, everything in her power to really help me through and make sure that I had everything as far as notes, various PowerPoints and things like that. But, you know, on the flip side, you know, you'll have instructors, I had one last semester, that will kind of drop the ball. And I was in a sociology course, and my instructor was bad about getting tests over here, bad about getting me materials. So I ended up having to, well, by the time it was done, all said and done, it was too late to drop the course, so I ended up having to retake it this semester. So, you know.
Around the time when we started the second chapter in my pre-algebra class, like after we started the first section and over the weekend, I got sick with a stomach virus and I had to miss the rest of the second chapter. I thought it would be all right, so I, decided to try on the midterm anyway. I got extra help from a teacher, and that was really good. And she was surprised that I got a 68%, since I think she was implying that some of our other students who had been there hadn't gotten as high a grade as I did.
It's kind of a two-way street, If you do your part, 98% of the time the professor, all of the professors I've had have done a great job as far as getting me materials. So.
Self-advocacy.
First things first, you have to self-advocate for yourself. You have to say, hey, I need this, because you will sink if you don't use it. You will, I don't know how else to put it. It all kind of revolves around self-advocacy and, kind of not standing up for yourself, but just, really explaining to people what you need to get work done.
I think it is important because you need to know, what is up with you, and you need to be able to tell people that so they can better understand why you are the way you are.
You really need to be very vocal about, what you need, because, you're responsible for your future at this point. Nobody's going to be pulling you through or, holding your hand or anything like that.
Any advice for future students?
I think to just, act like yourself, or I guess if you're acting like yourself, you're not really acting, but I mean, chances are you will find someone who's like you. And I mean, people can usually tell when you're acting fake, so it's easier to just be yourself.
I'm here to better myself and to, really try hard to, make myself into a respectable citizen, so to speak. And that's really what college is about. I mean, I've made so many friends here, and, I'm grateful for the opportunity to come, so.
Academically, it helps to know what you want to do when you come to college, so you're not wasting money by taking unnecessary courses. Socially, just wander around, find friends. That's what I did.
I wish the best of luck to you, and probably run into me and a big dog somewhere on campus here, because I plan on being here for a while.
Fini.